It's time now for the Casey Ingram Show on WSTU. The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time to call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's Casey Ingram.
Tired of lines at the boat launch, sun damage, or not using your boat because of the hassle? Call Meridian Marina and Yacht Club because we do all the work so you can enjoy your boating lifestyle. We store your boat inside, launch it with a wash with just 30 minutes notice, and rinse it down before putting it back. We do the work so you can enjoy your day on the water. Call us up at 772-221-8198. That's 221-8198. Or visit us online at meridianmarina.com for more details. I also would like to remind everybody you can sign up for a weekly notification of who the special guest will be in the studio at my website, thecaseyingram.show.com. And finally, Stewart Downtown Auction. Love auctions? So do we. Auctions are a great way to get a good deal and see items that you never knew you even wanted. Come explore our inventory of estate items and bid on treasure and leave with a fun memory. When you're serious about selling, so are we. Associate Auctions and Stewart Downtown Auction provide complete solutions to real estate and personal property assets throughout the Treasure Coast. Real auctions, real results. Associate Auctions and Stewart Downtown Auction, right here in Stewart on Dixie Highway. Call Casey Daniel, the auctioneer, 772-291-2806. That's 291-2806. Well, in the studio this evening, I'm so excited to have Carlos and Laura Gavidia. This is such an amazing story that you both have willing to share with us. And, it started out long ago, actually, I think, Carlos. Yeah. Your story in particular, a Peruvian immigrant that came here to America. And from what I understand, I've read a little bit of background. You started out with the hot dog vendor in Washington, D.C. And here you are, early 50s, retired, Yep. CEO of a financial service company. You've done very well. And with that, I reached out to you because of what happened this spring. We're all dealing with COVID right now, and we still are. And you happen to have caught COVID early. So wanted to have you come in and share your stories. And there's been so many experiences with the Trump telefolks. I'm so excited. There's so many stories to tell because there's so many flotillas around the world record breaking boat flotillas. So Carlos, I'm going to quiet down here for 1 second, let you share your story, how it all began back in March.
Okay. Well, it all started back in, we went skiing, our family vacation. We went to Aspen, and we were, like normal with my kids. They were on college break, so we went skiing. And I guess it was the fourth day, after we go skiing, we stop at Little Nell's and have breakfast or lunch or cocktails, whatever the time may be. And it was pretty quiet, but we were having fun and going there. Went to the Willard, not the Willard, but the W, different hotels. But as I think it was Wednesday, we saw on the news that there was 10 Australians that were diagnosed with COVID, and they were being quarantined, and they were staying at Little Nell's. So obviously, me and my wife Laura thought, they're at a hospital. Well, when we found out, we went back the next day, and they were quarantined at the hotel.
Oh my!
So we didn't go there anymore. But and we thought we were totally fine. We really, really did. We didn't think we had any issues at all because we didn't really talk to anybody. Said hi, the waiter, but soon, then they started talking about closing the mountain, and so we decided to leave a couple days early. Because they did. They closed it Saturday. We left on Friday, and sure enough, on the flight home, as soon as Laura got home, she fell sick.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was the first one to get it. I didn't feel anything. That was Saturday, and I didn't feel nothing until really Sunday, and then I got sick. So Laura was pretty strong. She only got sick for 5 days? 5 days, and she didn't get any fever. She was just exhausted, wiped out.
Ask that what your symptoms were, Laura.
I felt like I had a sinus infection. You could pass COVID off as any one of number of things. So, but the real indicator was the pure exhaustion, just 3 days of 12 and 15 hours of sleep.
Wow.
That's unusual. So,
wow.
But Carlos suffered, it was 2 weeks of a fever. I mean, that's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Suffer and be not feeling well. When you have a fever, you don't even want to get out of bed.
Right.
So he really suffered. So I felt lucky, actually.
Yeah, my kids, they didn't. My son had a fever for 1 day. My daughter, she just tired.
Isn't that?
But yeah, since back then in early March, everybody was saying that it was 10% death rate or 12.
Right.
And
right.
so I was really worried because, here I see my kids get better. My wife's all better now, and I'm just getting worse and worse in the fever. And I lost like 29 pounds in the first 10 days because I was burning up. But I went to the hospital, and it was crazy. They came to the ambulance, and I had to put a chair out in the cul-de-sac. And they put on a hazmat, suit. I had to sit in a chair until they were all
by
yourself.
come in the house.
Okay.
So, and he couldn't stand. So we brought a chair out to the cul-de-sac.
And it was really
Just
weird.
had to
And,
wait.
and you hear all the stories about, once you go in the hospital, you die alone.
Oh.
So she was crying, and I was like worried to leave, but I was having chest pain. So my friend's Paul's like, you got to go get it checked out. It's nothing to screw around with. Get to the hospital. So we did. And that was an experience all in itself, even though I love Jupiter Medical Center. They're great people. But again, there was only one other guy in there that had COVID, and he was in intensive care. One of my buddies that worked at one of the bars. He was a bartender at Papi Chulo's, Mike. So he was up there, and he thought I was going to be rooming next to him. But, as I sat there and waited in the hospital, just to get a ginger ale, it took like an hour because it was like they were drawing straws. Who's going to go in there?
Right.
Who's got to get suited up to bring me a ginger ale? So I was really getting frustrated because I was sweating, tired, and going to the bathroom was, there was another fiasco you had to go through. So I really kind of got frustrated, and I was talking to Laura on the phone, and she's like, just come home because the doctor said he couldn't treat me. He says that he's not allowed to give me hydroxychloroquine. Unless I was in intensive care. So I'm like, so I don't even know how that makes sense. He was such a great doctor because he gave me a cell number, and he's like, I can't treat you until you're in critical condition. So he says, I have to wait till it manifests worse before you can treat me. He goes, believe it or not, yes.
That seems absolutely crazy. Instead of trying to stop it from getting worse, giving you medicine now, they wait till you get worse.
Exactly. So it was really bizarre. He thought it was crazy. So I said, I'm not going to die in here. So I literally pulled all the cords off me and pulled my own IV out.
Oh my goodness.
And I walked out. As soon as I opened that door, they were all like freaked out. What am I doing? And I said, I'm going to go home. And I said, if I'm dying at home. I'm not dying here.
Right.
And so they immediately pointed that way to direct me the right way because I was walking toward them. And they were like, no, go the other way. So my son was out there with his car. I jumped in the car and went right home. And I had the doctor's number, the infectious disease doctor. He gave me his number because I asked him, I said, if I can get the medication, will you treat me? I need to know how to take it. He goes, absolutely. He goes, if you get it, you text me and I'll call you and I'll tell you exactly how to take it. Well, I came home and told Laura, she was in tears, and she's like, I said, I need this medication. So call and find out where we can get it. Well, I got home at, what was it, like 5 o'clock? And I fell asleep. Immediately woke up at 11 o'clock, and she was so excited. She's like, I found the medication.
Oh, Laura.
You just start calling down your phone list. You never think you're going to be doing that, trying to resource your own medical needs, but that's exactly what we did. And sure enough, someone very close to us had the medication in plenty.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Takes it every day for like lupus.
Okay.
And taking it for 17 years, and in Canton, Georgia. It was a family member.
Oh my gosh.
We can't divulge her name.
No, we will not divulge name. The secret's safe, but
So-
boy, the Lord works
so
in wonderful ways.
It was so I said, so Laura said she's gonna ship it to us Monday. It'll be here Tuesday, but this was still Saturday. So I'm scratching my head and I'm like thinking to myself, oh my God, what if FedEx stops working, with COVID, or it gets delayed or lost? I said, I won't get it. What if it comes Wednesday? So I'm waiting 5 more days. So
Right.
I woke up at 5 a.m. and I called my pilot, and I can't believe he answered. I called him up and I said, hey, I need you to go to Canton, Georgia right now to get me this medicine to save my life. And he was literally in the air by 7 o'clock.
Wow.
He shot
7
up there.
a.m. in the air on the way en route to pick up
He
the medicine
hustled.
on our
And
own.
he landed there, and the family members were there with the package. And it's pretty funny because we have a picture of him passing the package over to the pilot, and he flew it right back. And I text that doctor, and by golly, he texted me right back. He goes, I knew you were going to get that medication.
Yes.
And he gave me the whole protocol, and I immediately started taking it with the Z-Pack, the zinc, and the hydroxychloroquine.
Okay.
And by the 4th day, it broke my fever, And by the 5th day, I was out of the woods, and I was grateful.
Very grateful. And my goodness, it makes sense to take that as soon as possible. You weren't getting better.
No.
It's frightening to think that they wait for you to get to the ICU, where your chances are severely less, of course, to make it. So do we have somebody on the line? Do we have somebody on the line? No. Okay.
So, and I mean, just to go off that note, my father just died like 3 weeks ago, but he didn't die of COVID. He died of cancer.
Oh.
And just to give you, we were notified he was in a nursing home, high intensive care, because he gets dialysis 3 times a week. He's got cancer. He's got diabetes. I mean, he's in bad shape, along with the other 55 residents there. They're all in wheelchair.
Oh gosh, yes.
So we'd get notified. We have 5 more people with COVID. They had 29 people.
Oh my goodness.
Out of the 55 that had COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And they're all over 83, and they all have diseases that are not healthy.
Underlying. Oh.
And guess what? You know how many died alone in May? 0.
You're kidding me.
And you know how many died in
0.
June? 0. They all lived.
They all made it.
Yeah.
Because, and you know why? Because when you're in a nursing home, you're considered in critical condition.
Mhm.
So as soon as you got COVID, boom, they gave them the hydroxychloroquine, the Remdesivir, and the Z-Pack immediately, and they all live.
And
So
all with that medication.
they don't
as
have
well.
to wait. Yeah,
And we're all fighting to try.
unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Because I said, why could you give them the medications? Because they're already considered in critical condition.
But a healthy man who gets COVID, obviously that's impacting greatly.
Has to wait.
He has to wait until you get to the ICU. I can't understand any of that. Nor, when we talk about COVID, the numbers that are coming out throughout the United States and Florida, they're calling everything COVID, whether it was COVID or not. If they had some sort of trace, and it's like, it's crazy, and it's really overblown. And we're going to go into this because I know, with President Trump being up for re-election right now, this whole COVID thing, trying to unemploy Americans, they're shutting our businesses down. It's hurting Trump, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
That's exactly what they're trying to do.
And it's great to hear stories like this, and we got to keep our economy open. I know that you know that as well. We can't shut our American businesses down. They're the backbone of our country, and then have all these people on unemployment.
It makes them accustomed to receiving money from the government.
It does.
And so when they do want to open the government, those small businesses won't be around.
They won't.
And they'll have to still stay on those welfare checks or government assistance.
And these small businesses can't compete with some of the unemployment checks that are going out there. So they're making more sitting at home than working. So it makes no sense.
My daughter.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Yep.
My daughter's getting $800
a
week.
lot of them. Yep.
And
A lot
that's
of people.
twice as much she's ever made.
So what's the incentive to go back to work when that's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy right now.
crazy.
And then I heard the DNC last week, Biden's, and Kamala, they want to shut down the American economy. They want to have an ordinance for everybody to stay at home until Corona's done. Do you know that'll kill our country? This is already bad enough, and I don't think we've seen the repercussion of the shutdown that we've done to date. I think it's still coming. So to know that somebody running for president wants to shut the country down, and that's going to be their initiative.
That's
It's frightening. Absolutely
It really,
frightening.
really is.
So we'll keep going here a little bit. So you came out of the hospital. Well, you didn't come out of the hospital. You got better.
So I got better, and I was, very grateful. I mean, really grateful. I mean, I thought I was a goner. On day 11, I really thought it was going to be a game lights out, because again, my other 3 family members all were fine, and I was still in bad shape. But as God has it, I recovered. And so then like on day 15 or 16, I just, I was like, you got to get out in the sun, go get some vitamin D. Yeah. So we put the wife and 2 kids and the dogs in the boat. And my son took us out for a cruise. We just anchored out by Seminole, just by the beach, and just sat there for a couple hours and listened to music. And it was nice to be out there. And, I put up my Trump 2020 flag and my United States flag, and, came back. But being out there, I was for like a week. Anything I did, it was exhausting. Going to the refrigerator was exhausting. So doing that 2-hour run, I came back, and I usually covered the boat, but I just plugged it in and walked away. And I said, I'll get it later.
Right.
And I left my Trump flag up there with my American flag, and on the boat. And we were getting calls. I was asleep, but the messages were like 10 a day. And up till the 3rd day, I even had the manager of the POA from Admiral's Cove, says, Carlos, I'm a Republican. I love Trump, but these people are driving me crazy. Can you please take it down?
A flag on your boat.
A flag on my boat. So, I said, listen, Peter, I'll take it down, but again, I fell asleep. And now it's the third day. They even called the police there, Jay Alperson.
Gosh.
And he called me, and I'm like, what are you going to do, arrest me? And now I was getting a little upset.
Right.
I go,
The thing is, too, there is a rule, no political
Yes.
flags. Fine, fair enough. But, you were the first in Jupiter, or the second in Jupiter, definitely the first in your neighborhood to just recover from what at that time we thought was,
very deadly.
very
disease.
deadly. Give your neighbor a little bit of
Exactly.
We'll get it down in a second. It was just a little much.
It's on the
according
boat.
to the
Right.
time.
Right. Right.
yeah,
According to the time,
it
it
is.
was not.
COVID, we thought was going to be the most deadly virus, and it's
Mhm.
been some deadly, but nothing like they
Mhm.
Nothing
were
like they
telling
thought.
us, right?
No.
What they initially told
Oh,
us.
he's recovering. Just give him a break. They'll get the flag. Just
Yes.
let
Just-
certain things.
It's a
yeah.
flag on a boat. Just
Mhm.
look out a different window. I don't know. Look a different way for a little bit. Of course, he's recovering.
It was crazy.
It
so,
is.
So I was a little upset that they were calling so much about this stupid flag. So I finally agreed to go out there. And when I went out there was a couple of them standing there, kind of gloating. So that even infuriated me more.
Mm.
So I said, okay. So I went
Wow.
inside and I said, I'm going to change the name of the boat. I'm going to document the boat. So I called the Coast Guard, did an application for rapid, I paid for rapid processing.
Okay.
And when you document the boat, name it, whatever you're going to name it. In this case, I named it Trump. And you have to, by law, put the name on the side or the back, one or the
Okay.
other. So I didn't want to break the law.
Of
So
course not. Of
so
course
I had to
not.
go get the whole boat wrapped and put Trump on the side.
Iggy, I think you have a photo of that to show our Facebook viewers.
Yeah. So, that's the infamous video when I came in, because I told my neighbors what I was doing, and all my neighbors loved it. It was only the neighbors across the way there that had the real issue. But my neighbors, I said, I'm coming in at 4:00, and they were all waiting. And I came in blaring the national anthem and did a little turnaround and parked it, and they were all clapping. But I didn't get a warm reception from the other guys.
the flag complainers.
Yeah, flag complainers. So that's what happened that day. And
I think something else to mention with that I think is noteworthy is, along these lines, I thought, babe, you've just gotten over being sick. Just relax. Don't worry about
Right.
the boat thing and the flag.
Just
Just
the
take
flag.
it easy. But the truth is, in hindsight, I was wrong, because no, you shouldn't be quiet. You should do what you feel is right, and you should make a stand on what is right. And I learned something from Carlos that week, and ever more proud now, as we'll discuss as the story goes. But you don't necessarily just have to worry about their feelings, and you can do what you feel you should do and make a stand and make an announcement like that.
yeah,
Laura, you and Carlos, this is the prime example when people say one person can't make a difference. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you guys are the shining example of how one person can make a huge difference.
Mhm.
And, it started out with a flag,
Mhm.
and it has just turned into a national momentum of supporting Trump in ways that we have never seen for
Mhm.
any president in the history of this country. So very exciting.
It
and
is.
that's
It's
where
awesome.
we're getting into the Trump flotillas,
Mhm.
a Trump stock. I hear them called different things,
Yeah.
Trumptilla.
Yeah.
Couple comments here before we get into those. Jackie Picana says, you have an amazing story. She wonders how many people would have died needlessly because doctors wouldn't, or how many have died needlessly
Exactly.
because they didn't prescribe hydroxy.
Way too many.
Way too many. And RJ says government is the problem, not the solution, especially with the ideological zealots. Martin County Board of County Commission, I think they just had the mask mandate again today. So I think he's referring to that. And so he says, how about a free the people of Martin County flotilla? So RJ will have to try and work on that. But fascinating stories. So, then comes the flotilla. So you'd wrap your boat. How does the flotilla come about?
So that we had wrapped the boat, and had a lot of people taking pictures. The president of the POA, he actually came down with his wife, and he actually started cursing at me, and I didn't know who he was. Giving me the finger. And
Oh my
stuff.
goodness, how
And
professional.
then I found out he was the president of the POA, so we had a
Wow.
problem there. I know it was really, really ugly. But then I got some hate mail, some really ugly hate mail. Mr. Brownie, we don't want you in this neighborhood.
Unbelievable.
Go back to where you came from. And I kept it. I gave it to law enforcement. They try to find out who it was. But after I got that hate mail, I decided, something we're gonna do a parade. We're gonna and so I decided to do an events page, and I just came out of it, and it blew up. I mean and I tell you, there all the ramps were closed.
I remember Palm Beach
okay?
County closed all the ramps down, arenas and whatnot.
And so my parade would happen on May 3rd. The week before, remember I sent 3 letters to Governor DeSantis, and I said, we are having this parade. I said it would, when everybody was complaining the boat ramps weren't open. And I sent him 3. I sent him one on Friday, one on Saturday, and one on Monday. And then he announced that Wednesday they were going to open the ramps.
Oh, wonderful!
He never responded, but he must have.
I'm certain your letters got through to him.
Yeah, and they
Not a
opened them
coincidence.
Wednesday, and
oh my
it
gosh,
was an overwhelming, support. It was really. Laura was crying during the parade. She was it was so unbelievable. The energy.
Well, it was out of body. I wasn't, and you weren't expecting either. We knew lots of people were planning to come.
yes,
But when you feel and see all those like-hearted, like-minded happiness all in one small space,
Yes.
it is unbelievable.
We had 1,538 confirmed boats that day.
1,538, and you put that together in a matter of just
2 weeks.
2 weeks, a matter of days.
Yeah.
Put that together. And to touch on what you just said, Laura, you're absolutely right. I had friends in Michigan. I showed some of the video to, and she said, that just warms my heart. It makes me realize there's still patriotism out there.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people that believe in America that we do believe in, and we believe conservative. We believe in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And she goes, there's so much news. It's all liberal biased.
Mhm.
It's hard to believe that there's people out there that are still strong Republican conservatives in large numbers.
Right.
And
In large
numbers. And that's what these flotillas are proving.
Really proving it.
It's-
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's absolutely. So we got to take a break here in just a couple minutes. And I want to say 2 minutes. Before we go on break, Iggy, I'm going to have you play the video from President Trump. When we're a minute out, we'll go ahead and play that into break. So we're going to talk more about the flotillas, but President Trump acknowledged these flotillas, and he made a video and sent it out there. And I have it here, and we'll play it here for everybody to hear. And the ones on Facebook can see it. But how did you feel when you saw that video?
I guess there was one like a commercial that shows my boat coming in.
Yes.
Yes. That was pretty
Yes.
cool because I'm up on the bow, and I actually gave that coverage to them. Those are all for my drones.
Okay.
So that was really cool that they used it for for that video. And then he also did another press release where he said this all started with one great man.
That's the one we're going to play.
So that was another one.
That's
So that
the one we're
was
going to
two that
play.
he-
On the
that's-
initial parade, when we had finished the parade and everyone was hooked up on the flotilla at the end of the day, he tweeted. And he said to
Oh,
all
yeah.
you beautiful boaters.
Ah,
And it was so great to
Yeah.
stand on the back of the boat with Carlos outside in the water with everybody and be able to say, let me tell everyone to tweet all together so
Just-
everyone got to enjoy it all.
Right.
at
it
the
just
same
gives you
time.
chills.
And Sean Hannity called us right there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and hear from President Trump.
I appreciate the voters for Trump. Every weekend, I see it. Not even weekends now. They're doing it during the week. And I just wish I had time. I'd get on one of those boats and I'd be carrying a flag also. But I have to say, it looks like you're having a good time. I just want to thank everybody. I see that, and the whole world is watching. And you people are fantastic. Your spirit, your strength, and you get it. You know what you're doing. So go out and have a lot of fun and celebrate. And the big thing is November 3rd, get out and vote. We can't let the radical left take over this country. They'll raise your taxes by 3 to 4 times. They're looking at 90% rates, 90, 95, and they won't be able to afford that. They need 300%. These people are crazy, and we have to stop them. Thank you very much.
And that was President Trump. And you were just saying he tweeted as well. I mean, it just gives me goosebumps to think about it. And I wasn't even there, but it was so exciting. And this is, again, what one family, what one person, 2 people in this case, can do. And
One person. It's all
No,
him.
it's a team. I know.
It is a
It's
team.
I bet it's one person.
I always say it
You're
to
a
team, you know
beautiful
why?
couple.
Because some wives would say, "You're not wrapping the boat.
Yes.
You're not doing that." And
It's
but
true. What all the neighbors say.
she backed me up in everything I did. So you really did have a big hand in it,
It's
putting up
it
with
is.
me.
People think that they can't make a difference. You're right. They really can.
They
Even
really
one
can.
Single person.
And you didn't realize what a difference you would make when you started with this. So that's
No.
what's so exciting about it. So, Ray, are we ready to go to break? I think we are going to go to a break real quick. And when we return on the other side, we're going to talk about the Trump
All right.
stock flotillas.
Okay.
And we're back now on the other side of the break, and we're really going to start talking about these Trump-tillas that started. Carlos Gavidia just has started a momentum throughout the United States. But first, we have a caller who I know, and that's Tim from Palm City. How are you doing this evening, Tim?
I'm doing wonderful, Casey.
So, Tim, I told Carlos a little bit about who you are. You own Meridian Marina here in Palm City, of course, and we hosted a flotilla after Carlos started this great events, and we were so inspired by what he did. Meridian Marina put one on that actually started at the Martin County line because Palm Beach County banned flotillas that weekend. It was 4th of July. Wanted to do something patriotic, and 2 days before the event, Palm Beach County said, no flotillas. They limited the amount of people on boats and said, we'll confiscate your boat if you try to cross this ban, or emergency order. So, Tim, tell us what's on your mind.
That's absolutely a true statement, Casey. Carlos, we wanted to let you know that all of our members here at the Meridian Marina are great supporters and great fans of your flotilla. We're going to be joining you on Labor Day weekend in big force numbers, and we're waving your flag and the Trump flag right alongside it. You're a wonderful patriot, and we're really looking forward to it. They are not going to deter us as they tried to on 4th of July. Let them try to take my boat away from me. We'll see what happens.
I don't think you have to worry about that. We've got Donald Trump Jr., Kimberly, and some other VIPs like Pam Bondi. She was with me in Tampa. So I don't think they're going to have a lot of luck trying to get 2,000 boats confiscated.
Exactly.
Well, anybody that knows me knows that would be an arduous task at best. So, but we're waving your flag. We're coming in big numbers. We're going to participate that weekend with you, and we're cheering you on all the way, Carlos. And incredible story you told today with what you've done and what you've accomplished. And our hearts go out to you, and our minds and souls are with you.
Well, I really, really appreciate it, Tim. Thank you very, very much.
All right. Have a good one, and we'll see you soon.
Very well. I'll see you on the 7th.
Absolutely. This is a good time to
You
talk
will.
about the next Trumptilla that's going to be on September 7th. Iggy, I think you might have that graphic as well. And folks, you can go to Facebook to find out more about this event. But Carlos, tell us about it.
Well, we've got it set up for on September 7th. It's going to start at 11 o'clock. I've stepped up the air show a little bit. I brought in, I had a 7,000 square foot American flag
Oh my gosh.
produced, and then 3,000 square foot flags produced. The ones that I flew last time were only 600 square feet.
What
So they're
size.
5 times bigger.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
huge. And they're going to be flown by helicopters, and they're going to lead once the paratroopers land, the big flag will lead the parade in a slow idle, guiding
Oh
up
my
all the way down the intercoastal. And then I've got a back the blue flag,
Yes.
law and order flag,
Yes.
and another Trump 2020 flag. So those are going to be flying. It's going to be really, really nice, and it's going to be awesome. I've got some more. I can't tell you all my
Going large.
surprises.
Yes, dude,
Going
large. I
large.
love it.
Yeah, so that's going to be really exciting. If we can get permission, we're having a little trouble right now. We've gotten the permit before, but the BLM,
Yes.
Bureau of Land Management, is not
Not what
that.
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
say.
No, they're actually giving us a hard time about giving us permit because we flew the Trump flag.
You're kidding.
I just found that out this morning. So Brian Mass is helping us. I
Very
contacted him, and he thinks it's crazy. There's a guy that's in charge of, and we're just landing in a dead field, that's fenced off for
Right.
nobody. But he's like, he's not a Trump supporter.
So they're
and
trying to shut that part of it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, it's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, the politics that happens. And,
And these guys are Navy SEAL jumpers. They can land in a trash can. I
Wow.
mean, they're so professional.
right.
They've landed in Mar-a-Lago, and I mean, these jumps cost me $12,000, and I've already paid for it. So
Wow.
I've got to. So if they're not going to land at that grass field, I'm going to ask one of those neighbors if I can use a 10 by 10
That's
spot right there in the Jupiter Inlet.
That's right.
They only need a size of a trash can to land.
And
And
there,
that's another thing to note. There's always a way. Right,
There is.
Carlos?
Yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
always
They're not
a
going
way.
to stop
it's a
me.
good point, Laura. It really is.
You
Yes.
keep hitting a wall, he jumps over them. So that's
Yeah.
another lesson.
Don't
to
stop.
learn on that.
I
Yeah.
like that. Jump
Yeah.
over it, find another way. 'Cause
Exactly.
There will be another way. And there will be somebody I
Mhm.
know that would donate.
Yeah. It's just
Their yard.
Exactly. Their yard.
that's my next stop if they give me a hard time, but they're not. We're going to go through with it. So we have people from DC coming in. They've taken notice, and this is their. This is
Yes.
like their rally.
You mentioned those guests again. Can you say them again? Because this is a really big
Yeah,
deal.
Don Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle,
Yes.
Pam Bondi, and I know there's people coming. On the June 14th, the Pence family was there on the boat next to
Oh
us.
my goodness.
So there was 11 of them, and I couldn't get them on my boat, so they brought in
Okay.
a boat at the last minute. So they
Joined it.
Yeah, and they filmed it. They were totally blown away by the paratroopers and the air show.
That's
So-
a big deal. And you've been paying for this all out of your own pocket.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just the boaters getting together. It's the air
No,
show as
no,
well
I-
and the skydivers.
And one of the things the finance committee came to me and goes, "Why do you always people ask to donate or GoFundMe?" And because I don't want to ever look like I'm taking money. So I'm into it for almost $100,000.
Wow. Wow.
And I went to
You are a very dedicated and true patriot. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's huge.
But last weekend or 2 weekends ago, I got a call from Don and Kimberly. They wanted me to come up and I was supposed to meet their dad, President Trump.
Yes.
But Doral got canceled because of the hurricane that
Okay.
never really hit.
Yes.
So I was at where were we at Culinary
Mhm.
eating dinner, and I got a call, and they're like, "Oh, we want you to come up to New York and do Mountain Talk, and I'm maybe you can put together a parade for us. We'd love to ride and do all this stuff." And I'm like, "Great, how can I say no to the Trumps, right?" Well, then I go, "So what Friday do you want to do it?" And they go, "Well, next Friday, of course." I'm like, "You mean like in 5 days?" So, oh my God, trying to put that together and get the boat up there. So, and I couldn't find a transporter because all the transporters were used up. We were busy because they moved the boats for the hurricane.
Yes, of course.
So this guy came out of nowhere, out of Fort. Mike Smith, great guy. He came the very next day, picked up the boat, and went through all kinds of obstacles to
Yeah.
get it there because the permit was wrong. They wanted him. Now he couldn't get there. He had to only travel over the bridge
Oh, goodness.
from midnight to 4 a.m. And
Oh.
so it was just a cluster of errors, and they had to reset the boat, bring it down further because they had to go through this tunnel and would have taken
Oh
the
my
top off.
gosh.
Well, the state police closed the bridge against the law. they said it was they were there to help, and they know they were what they were doing. They actually, I got pictures there. Stop, and it's going over the George Washington Bridge, the boat and the trailer, and with police escort, and they escorted them for 60 miles.
Oh my gosh, 60.
Oh
my gosh,
it was unbelievable. So I'm really grateful, and that's why I'm back in the blue. 3,000 square foot flag is getting produced, and it's going to be flown.
I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And boaters, you got to check this out. You can go to the Trump Boat page.
Yeah, the official Trump Boat.
And you have the event there. Meridian Marina, we shared your event there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we want boaters from all over. South Florida, Stewart, North Stewart. You can come down from Vero Beach for the day. This is going to be on Labor Day. What else is there to do?
I've got people. I got Trump stock. My boy, Andrew, he, so throughout this whole thing, people contacted me, hey, how do you do that? How do you do that? So I give them the template, and Andrew is one of them. And I got Nick out in California, and, it was just like, they put up the event page, and can I call a Trump stock? You can call anything you like, but as long as it's Trump for Trump. And he's all his team deplorable. They have a boat up there. They're bringing their boat down from New York, because I went up there. Okay. So they'll be down here for the 7th, and they'll be on team deplorable. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Carlos, there's been Trump Tillas all over the place. Every time I go to your page, there's one from another place, and even small lakes. I love the small lakes. They're going around a little circle, but they're all decorated with Trump. And this is in just every state. It's all over the place.
Went to Charleston, South Carolina. That was a great one too.
Well, talk about a great one. How about the world record breaking one?
Tampa, a week ago. So last weekend we broke the world record, Guinness World Record. It was 1,180 boats documented. And, even though I've had more boats than that, it's documenting it
because it's Guinness. It has to be documented.
You have to do an application a couple months before, and then before that, you have to have a starting point, and end point, and every boat has to be registered with the name of the captain, the owner, and the registration number. So that's what makes it official.
And it is official now.
Yeah, it's official. But now they're getting the videotape to make sure we had like 4,000 boats there. It was 3,500, 3,800 boats. It was amazing.
It's incredible.
It was the biggest one I've been in.
If you're on Facebook, I think Iggy has been able to show a little bit of that video from there. It's an amazing site. Donna Ponsalt, thanks for tuning in. She says, free the people of Florida.
Yes.
So absolutely. Yes. And, these Trump Tillas, though, tell me about some of your favorite memories. I mean, obviously having a tweet from Trump come in is one.
Yeah, that was fun. I think Laura, when she was going, Sean Hannity's on the boat.
Oh, yeah. So when it all first kind of hit, you getting all these phone calls from the
Fox and Friends.
And we have this kind of tagline in the house now, honey, Sean Hannity's on the phone. It's just fun little moments inside the house. But honestly, that first turn around the bend to the Jupiter Light on the first parade, and you just saw everyone waiting where Carlos told them to wait to start, and you just see this vision, and God had his hand in it, and you could feel it through. Everyone could feel it. It was undeniable. You'd look at each other like, are you seeing this? Are you feeling this? And everyone agreed, and it was a mutual moment, and it was
really amazing.
Inspiring.
It is awe-inspiring. The feeling must come over you, a wave of such gratitude and appreciation and just patriotism.
And I think the Trump vote is like a beacon now.
It is.
It's like a beacon of hope for lots of people.
It's funny, Pam Bondi, when she was on the boat, because that was the first time we really had somebody official from the campaign on the boat. And she said it was so overwhelming. She was so happy, and her and Hogan Gidley, he's the deputy press secretary. They said it was just, they were so happy to be there because they got to see it firsthand. He says the energy, the unbelief. She said it was better than a Trump rally. And the number one reason it was better than a Trump rally, she said, is because in a Trump rally is mostly all adults, less children.
Yes.
But here, every boat was mom, dad, and their kids all waving flags. So every boat had a full family. And she said it was just, really amazing.
And the other thing I know that you guys have seen is it's not just the boaters that come out. It's the people standing along the bridges, along the shorelines, waving their flags.
Absolutely.
They may not be in a boat, but they're so excited to be a part of it.
Down the intercoastal,
it's amazing.
It really is amazing.
It is. It's
so we just got a bullhorn so we could talk to them. We're like, hey, from land to sea. We give them high fives from the boat.
What about the little girl and the mom that were on the bow of the boat? And the little girl was, she was trying to wave, and her mom spoke to her and said, "Put your right hand. Don't wave with your right hand," because he was playing the national anthem. Put your right hand.
Oh, yes.
Put your right hand on your chest and wave your flag with the left. And it was a beautiful moment for me. I zeroed in and took a picture. I don't know who those people are, but boy, I wish I did, because I'd want to say to that mom, "God bless you and good for you."
That's exactly
That
right.
little girl was so excited to have
Yeah,
her
she was
hand on her
dancing
chest
their
and
little
wave that
red, white, and
flag.
blue suit.
She's always going to remember that and know what her hand over her heart means,
Yes.
and waving that flag. I mean, it's absolutely
Yeah.
awe-inspiring, as you had
Yeah.
said,
Mhm.
to see these things. And one thing I don't want to skip over, Iggy, if you have that picture of you met President Trump, and
Mhm.
it's the photo, and you were wearing a dress, the very color of the outfit you're wearing today. It's
Red,
beautiful.
white, or blue. There's the color choices
There you go.
anymore.
But how is that? You
It was-
met the man.
It was great. So we went up there for the boat parade. So Thursday night we went to Don Jr.'s house in Kimberly. We had a dinner there, and it was just a bunch of other friends, and probably about 50 people, and it was catered. And then Friday was the parade, and then Saturday it was another dinner and 50 people only. And he came in his motorcade, and that was pretty
Wow.
awesome.
Right.
See, there was so much Secret Service, because they have a property, and it was like every 15 feet there was Secret Service in the woods, just lining the whole.
Wow.
I mean, there was probably 80 of them compared to the 50 of us.
right.
We felt very safe. And my buddy Anthony Lomangino, who I stayed with the Lomangino family up there on the North Fork, he came in on the motorcade. He went to see President Trump earlier, and he comes in on the motorcade.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was awesome.
That's incredible,
So
actually.
it was really, Kimberly let him know that I was the guy who started this movement, and raised like $300,000 that week for his campaign. And he just, we had to practice with social distancing.
Of course.
He was just like, "Thank you for everything you're doing. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you very much." So it was very nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's absolutely awesome. So you said it doesn't matter if it's Trump stock, Trumptilla, which I think you've just coined a new word, by the way. I bet that comes out. It
Yeah,
should
Trumptilla.
be Trumptilla. Yep.
Yeah.
Never heard of before, but we know what it is now.
Yeah, that's what I call it, Trumptilla.
Trumptilla. I like
Yeah.
Trumptilla myself. I've seen the Trump stock, but I like Trumptilla. It
Yeah.
fits it very well. Let's talk a little bit more about the one on the 7th. Is there a captain's party or anything like that?
Yes, we're going to do a captain's party at the Blue Point Grill. Ryan is nice enough to let us have that. It's going to be between 10 and 11 in the morning till like 3, like a 4-hour gig. And I'll be there. It'll be for people that are in the parade, because it's kind of closing
And
it
that's
down.
Sunday, the day before.
Yeah, Sunday the day before. So we'll be giving out, some bunch of free hats and flags like I did last time. The campaign, the White House sends me boxes of them,
Wonderful.
and they're official hats. And I just got an official hat. Hogan sent me from the White House. The president signed for me.
I saw that
I know,
on
that's
your
pretty cool.
on your Facebook page. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was nice. That was really nice for him to do that. So we're gonna have I'm not sure if I'm going to have Don and Kimberly there. I'm going to see.
Okay.
But they're going to be at a dinner that night. We're doing a fundraiser at Admiral's that evening. So, and then they'll be at the parade.
And the parade starts on Sunday.
Monday.
Monday. It's
Monday
the
at
7th.
11 o'clock we take off. So it's better to get there around 10:30 by the lighthouse, because we're going to do the air show. And once that last parachuter hits the ground or lands,
Okay.
he doesn't hit the ground.
Right. Exactly. We know what you meant.
All right. So once he lands, then we'll do, the prayer of the fleet, a prayer, and then we'll commence the parade.
Okay. And what's the parade route?
We're going to go southbound all the way down toward Peanut Island. We were going to have some other stuff there, but I just found out that the county commissioner won't allow it. So we are.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Labor Day, where we're going to actually build a stage at Philip Forest Park.
Okay. Yep.
So we will be building that stage on October 17th.
So there's another Trumptilla
Yes,
coming
and that
up.
one's going to be major. And then we're going to build a whole stage there with big Orbitron screens
Right ahead of early voting and
Yes,
the ballots
right, 2 weeks
going
before
out.
the-
Perfect.
2 weeks before.
Perfect. That is amazing.
And then we'll have a lot of VIPs there.
Wonderful. I can't wait to hear who all's going to
Yeah,
be
it's
there.
going to be amazing.
So you're going to head down past Peanut Island.
And so some people go to Mar-a-Lago, but what most of us will do is we'll travel up, we'll go out to the ocean and go back up, and we'll do a flotilla, all the Trump flags at this Jupiter Sandbar.
Wonderful.
We'll anchor up there, and
How
it's
cool.
a nice, fun party.
How cool. This is all going to be on Labor Day. Just think how
All
much
Labor
fun
Day.
this is. And, I think there's going to be a lot of folks that are coming down from the north here and then the south. There's so many boats that are registered here in Florida. I mean, this is the place to have these, flotillas. So,
Yeah, we have people that are South Carolina, New York. We've got several dozen that are coming from New York because of my appearance up there, and from Tampa. There's some of the organizers, May and Al, and they're all coming. So they're excited.
and the theme, of course, is backing President Trump, but it's also backing the blue.
Yes,
So get your flags out, any kind of gear that you have.
absolutely.
There's Trump cardboard cutouts on people's boats. I mean, people really go all out for these Trump-tillas, and it's
We
a
really
lot of fun. They do. And there's all kinds of Trump flags that you can get. So
Yes.
they say all kinds of things, but it's all supportive of President Trump. And, it's all about keeping America great. And, speaking of which, you guys have somewhere to go. If we're allowed to talk about this.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So the Republican National Convention is going on this week, and you received a call.
Yes, we got an invitation to come to the White House on. We're going to go fly up Wednesday. We'll register, stay in a Trump hotel, and then we go to the White House all day and see the president take his nomination. And there's all kinds of activities all day.
So,
there.
folks, they're flying out tomorroa.
Yeah,
So
tomorrow.
it's tomorrow.
It's gonna be nice.
So we're going to look for you on TV. We're going to see you both. So tell us, what dress are you wearing?
Red, white, or blue.
Oh,
Those
I
are the
had
only
that one.
choices.
We'll have to be surprised, but we got to look for Carlos and Laura on TV, so I'm sure they're going to be there. And
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to know it. I have a feeling President Trump is going to definitely be pointing you out, because this is such a huge movement, and it's just so exciting. So, what are you telling other people that want to plan these Trump-tillas?
You do it in 2-3 weeks in advance, and you got to do an events page. I mean, I've seen a lot of people. I'm not getting a response because they do a page, not an event page. So they get people to join a group, but that's not. It's not the same as an event. You can't share it as easy.
Right.
So I've had. There's one in Miami. That guy, and he just put up my image of the boat, and he just got 500 people in the last 2 days. That he didn't have before. So he didn't do an
Incredible.
events page. He did just a page.
It's a Facebook
Is it-
page.
right, it's
You got to do
very
the event
different.
page. Yes.
You got to do an events page, and you got to share it. And share it, and if it's for Trump, you can bring it to me, and I'll share it. I've got like 100 groups that I belong to, all Trump, and I pass it there, and it goes viral.
So start at the official Trump boat
Yeah,
page,
the
and
official
they'll
Trump
reach
boat.
you. And
Yep.
And that page has over 16,000 followers already. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
in 2 months.
in 2 months, and it's growing. I mean, every time I look at it, there's another 1,000. There's another 1,000.
Yeah,
So
it's growing.
growing quickly.
It is.
So what's the longest or furthest somebody's contacted you about a Trump-tilla they hosted? Was it out in California?
California.
Washington? California.
Yeah, Nick. I got a guy there that I gave him a template,
amazing.
and
It's
he uses my boat image, and
I love that it's in California, by the way, too.
Yeah, exactly. California and New York is probably the furthest.
There's a lot of support from California. You'd be surprised, right, Carlos?
Mhm.
Wouldn't you say?
It-
There
Yeah.
is a silent majority in California.
That's good to
definitely.
hear. That
Yes.
is good to hear. Reagan came from California, so they've got to be out there, right?
Yeah, we put our house up for sale when all this was happening, and we got 5 offers in 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And
Ah.
New York, New Jersey, California, Connecticut, and Jupiter.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was that they were all trying to escape.
That's incredible. I was going to say exactly right.
They really are.
I hope it's a Republican that moves in there.
Exactly, but
just,
they were.
just for your neighbor's sake.
I
could just hear that.
I don't get any more complaints.
Yeah.
I told the HOA guy, I said, if I get one more complaint, I'm changing my roof tiles. So the phone never rings again. They know they'll know I'll do it.
Tucker Carlson move in there, right?
Honey, Tucker's
I know. We sold out. Carlos is gone. Oh, whoops. Not really. But you're still going to stay in the area, right?
Yeah,
You sold your
we're
house,
staying
so-
in Jupiter. We're just going to
Okay.
travel for a little while.
Yes.
And we'll come back and it's easy to buy a house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about the election a little bit. This is the reason for the Trump-tillas. We do have this groundswell of support. It's so important that we all get out and register, right? We all
Absolutely.
have to register, and we have to vote.
It's easy to go out and here wave the flag, but it's at the end of the day, we need the younger generation to get out there and vote.
You've got that
because
right.
That's the key. You're all out in the boat, partying, having a good time. Now get out and vote. It's important.
It is extremely important. And I think this year more than ever right now, America is dealing with so much with this COVID as we started the show out. It's turned our economy, our country upside down. And we have a very strong leader ahead of at the White House right now, who is leading us. You look back with Trump and the China virus, as he calls it, he called it out long before anybody else did. Shut down travel from China long
That's
before
right.
anybody. And, the liberal left called him out and said he was being racist against Chinese and whatnot, but he was absolutely right, trying to protect our country. And, I just think right now more than ever, we need this strong leader to get us through this and keep our economy open. I think that the Republicans have strongly realized how detrimental closing our economy down has been. And, before the show, that was one of the things at the DNC where Biden said, you know what, if I get elected, we're going to have a stay-at-home order nationwide. Folks, that's frightening. Absolutely
That's
frightening.
crazy.
It
That's
is.
what
It is crazy. It is
It is
crazy. How are we going to survive as a country, our economy? What's going to happen when small businesses shut down? There's so many of them already that are not going to open up again already
Closed for good.
and close them again. So,
They won't survive.
yeah, absolutely. They will not survive. It's just, that's why it's so important. We have to get out there and vote. People have to realize why. It's not so many people, I just got to vote against Trump. No, you need to vote for our country.
Exactly.
And it's so important. And I can be on the soapbox about this forever, and I know that you too can as well. But the economy was the best we have seen in decades under
Ever.
Trump. Unemployment, the lowest. And, then this COVID struck. And that's why we need this man to get us through this, because he will get that economy back up and running. So I just can't say that enough. And, small business is the backbone of our country. So
It really is. And if Biden gets in, we're all done.
Yeah.
Because he's going to kill the economy. He's going to make everybody socialist. We're all going to be dependent on the government just to get
socialism will be rampant.
Yeah.
It will be rampant. And how they're going to end up paying for it in the long run, ask that to the Venezuela, right? Ask that to
Exactly.
Cuba. So that's why this election is so important. And Carlos and Laura, that's why what you have done here, the movement that you started, has been incredible. And I think that it's catching fire. And you see Bikers for Trump. It's not just on the water anymore. It's people are not afraid to come out and say, I support President Trump. And that's a big difference.
They're not scared anymore.
They're
Their
not.
silent is not so silent anymore. And the founder, George, I have him on the boat for the last two parades. Bikers for 45.
Yes.
He's been with me on the boat. So
Okay.
that's why I'm flying his flag. He's a great guy, and he rides. He's ridden like 48,000 miles. for
Oh my
President Trump.
gosh. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Super inspiring. Well, folks, we're winding down here at the end of the hour. Carlos and Laura, I so much appreciate that you came in and shared your story. We're so excited. I know that Meridian Marina, we are going to try and get everybody we can from Martin County and
Awesome.
St. Lucie County down there to join the parade and just make this the biggest parade yet. And we'll be back down there in October as well. You said
17th.
October
You don't want to
17th.
miss that one. That one's going to be
Super,
awesome.
super huge. Oh, I cannot wait. So, so September 7th, look it up. The official Trump vote is the Facebook page to follow Carlos and Laura and where they're going next.
All right.
You guys take care.
Thank
God bless
you very
you
much.
both,
God bless you.
Patriots.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for having us.